So you're thinking about moving to Alberta. Well, I'm going to be straight with you. There are a lot of great reasons to consider it, but this is reality right here. It is the end of March. I'm standing outside in a coat because there's snow on the ground. Yesterday, double digit sunny. Today, here we are. But we actually have a saying here in the Foothills, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. Honestly, that is not far off. But seriously, there are so many reasons to consider Alberta. Blue skies and sunshine, even on a cold day, is one. But today, I want to make the case for one town in particular, a town that I have called home for 26 years, and that is Okotoks. And if you want to see what living here actually looks like day to day, the neighborhoods, the landmarks, the places that have shaped my family, I'm going to be doing a special video about our favorite spots very soon. So you don't want to miss that one. Stay tuned, subscribe so you don't miss it. But in the meantime, I want to introduce myself officially. I am TJ Hart-Anderson, owner of Real Estate with Hart, and I specialize in helping families relocate to Okotoks, navigate our unique market, and truly find their place in this community. I'm also the #1 solo agent at my brokerage, Remax Complete Realty. But more importantly, I have lived here for 26 years. I have raised my 3 kids here. I am deeply rooted here. And I have watched this town grow from a hidden gem into one of the most recognized, most desirable places to live in all of Western Canada. So today you'll find out what makes Okotoks special and whether this big heart town is the right fit for your next chapter. And I do get a lot of calls and emails quite often from people thinking about making this move, and I absolutely love to answer those questions. So whether you're moving now or in years from now, there is a link in the description to book a consultation with me. I'd love to help you. Now let's talk about moving here. Okay, broad provincial picture first. According to CREB, the Calgary Real Estate Board, interprovincial migration has been one of the biggest drivers of the housing demand here in this region. Tens of thousands of people are moving annually, majority coming from BC and Ontario, and I've had many clients do that in the past. For many reasons, we've got provincial income tax, none of that, a lower cost of living relative to those markets, and more room to breathe financially, literally. Now, when I say here, I mean this whole area. I actually work across this whole region. I work with buyers and sellers in Calgary, Okotoks, and with acreage clients in the Foothills too. So I am not here to pit these places against each other. Calgary is obviously incredible, and acreage living around this area is a whole conversation for another video that I will cover. But today is specifically about Okotoks and why for so many families relocating to Alberta, this town keeps rising to the top of the list. And listen, I'm not just saying this because I live here and I love it here. The data actually backs it up. The Globe and Mail recently released their annual Most Livable Cities ranking. They assessed 454 communities across Canada, 60 different categories. Okotoks, 29th in the country, #1 in all of Alberta. And that's not a small thing. That's an independent third-party confirmation of what we know here already. But here's the stat that really tells it all. 77% of Okotoks residents report a strong sense of belonging in their community, and that's in a world where loneliness and disconnection are kind of at its all-time high. So I think that says a lot. So what would day-to-day life actually look like for you in Okotoks? Well, on a Saturday morning, you might find yourself at the rec center or a hockey arena watching your kids' games, and maybe then off to the famous Saskatoon farm for brunch. Full disclosure, my daughter might be your server. But then you might hit a farmer's market, run into half the town and all the people that you know. On a warm afternoon, you could take a stroll on the paths along the Sheep River, or if it's a hot day, do what hundreds of Okotokians do and just wade right into the water with the kids. It's that kind of town. Or take the cultural walk in Old Town Okotoks. This is our thriving and quaint downtown. We've got art galleries, boutiques, cozy cafes, family-owned businesses and restaurants. But if you need that big Costco run scenario, we have that too. And our Costco is generally a peaceful experience compared to Calgary Costco's. Be sure to say hi to Bob, our favorite greeter there. In the evening, take in a movie at the theater or even a Dogs baseball game at the Seaman Stadium. Now, this was named the best ballpark in summer collegiate baseball in 2023 by Ballpark Digest. Crazy. And this is not your average small town experience. We've had crowds of over 6,300 or more. Here's a fun fact for you. When I was Mrs. Calgary, I got to throw the first pitch at one of those games. It was so memorable. But beyond the activities, it's the feeling underneath of it all. I've had a client who moved here with a young family relocated from out of province. Within months, their kids were in sports. They'd been invited to neighborhood potlucks. They told me they felt more connected than they ever had in their city that they came from. And that doesn't happen by accident. That's just what Okotoks is. But let's talk about real estate because that is where the out-of-town province buyers are often most genuinely surprised. For what you'd spend on a condo in Vancouver or a semi-detached home in Toronto, you can often get a detached home in Okotoks with a garage, yard, and room for your family to actually breathe. We have entry-level homes, executive properties, lakefront living in Crystal Shores, luxury air park homes at Air Ranch, and stunning acreages in the Foothills. The market here has held strong because people who discover Okotoks tend to choose it with intention and then they stay. And I want to be upfront, this isn't a budget-friendly market. Housing here is comparable to many parts of Calgary. But what you're buying into isn't just a property, it's a community with one of the highest belonging rates in the country. Schools your kids will thrive in. Lifestyle that is hard to find anywhere else at this price. Now, one of the biggest fears I hear from people considering a smaller community is that they'll have to sacrifice convenience. And I get that. But Okotoks strikes a balance that surprises people and is actively growing with more communities on the horizon. We have excellent schools, a fantastic recreation center, and all the essential services that you need day to day. And for anything else, Calgary's a short drive away, typically 20 to 30 minutes, depending on where you're going, at only 10 minutes to the south end. And the benefits go west too. Kananaskis country, the Rocky Mountains are practically out our backyard. World-class hiking in the summer, skiing in the winter. That kind of access is generally rare and it doesn't get old. And I've lived here for 26 years and the drive towards those mountains still takes my breath away. What I tell my clients is this: in Okotoks, you get the best of both worlds. The peace of mind that comes with a close-knit community, easy access to everything a major city has, and the mountains have to offer too. And you're not choosing between a full life and a peaceful one. Here, you get both. Okotoks offers a genuine connection, a slower pace, safe streets, great schools, and a place where you can actually matter to your community. So if that is what you're seeking, Okotoks is going to feel like coming home. So if you're ready to talk about your move, what neighborhood fits your family, what the buying process even looks like coming from out of province, I'm here. Book your free consultation and let's chat about your options. I'm TJ Hart-Anderson. This is Real Estate with Hart, and I want you to love coming home.